Hi everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. Um, how y'all doing? Um, well, I'm on a new schedule now. At least I think this is going to be my new schedule. We'll see. Um, Kids are back to school now. Um, so I got to take them. I got to drive them to school in the morning, pick them up in the afternoon. So I'm probably going to be awake most of the night. Um, and just sleep during the day a little. So I'm just figuring out like what I could do. Um, so I put out a video there where I was playing Tomb Raider 2013 um, in 8K. So I wanted to see how some of the older games played in 8K with my 4090. So and you know, I just want to say this right off the bat. This isn't about the 4090. Okay, this isn't about showing off, that I got such a great video card or whatever the case is. It's not even about that. Okay? Um, it's just about I like high fidelity gaming. That's what I like, and that's for a lot of reasons, right? Like when I got back into PC gaming in the late 90s after taking like a whatever 10-year hiatus, um, you can imagine when I played like a 3D game in the 1980s, right? And then it's now 19 whatever it was, 1998 or 1999, and I pop in Half-Life and Unreal Tournament, right? You can imagine, you know, and again, this is not I didn't play. I mean, well, I can't say I didn't play any, but for the most part, I wasn't playing console games either, right? I wasn't doing PC gaming, I wasn't doing console gaming, I wasn't doing handheld gaming. The only thing I was doing still from the time I played PC games in the 80s to when I got back in the late 90s was going playing the pinball machine or going to the arcade, if when they were still around, obviously. Um, so, when I popped in Half-Life, because I did do some research on it before I bought it because I was like seeing it and going, wow, this game looks really like interesting. And my mind just could not conceive. I know this sounds crazy. My mind could not conceive of a 3D game where you're like immersed in it, right? Like Half-Life, because that was like a real 3D world, where you walked around, you interacted, all that stuff. Now again, maybe there was some games that came out before that were that advanced. I don't know, but all I know it was like I knew nothing about how gaming had advanced. Again, I did see like Resident Evil. Somebody I was watching somebody play that on console, and I was like going, "Oh, that's cool." But it wasn't like it didn't wow me. It might have wowed other people, but it didn't really wow me because you were still like it was really a weird thing where you just kind of like the way that you moved and the way that you shot. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad, but it was just like I'm like, oh, okay, well that's cool. Pretty awesome. But it wasn't like it didn't really like make me go crazy or anything. Because it wasn't like smooth, where you literally were free roaming around and doing whatever you wanted. That was like, When I played Half-Life, I was just like blown away by it. And I bought a Sound Blaster card, I think it was, or it was some kind of a 3D sound card, and had my headphones. Man, and when I played that, and I'm just like turning my head, right? It's really silly, I know. I was turning my head and like the sound would move as the as my head would move, so that I had spatial sound. It's just crazy. Just blew me away. And I'm getting to the point here. And then Unreal Tournament was another one that just blew me away, right? Because I didn't know about Quake, whatever. I didn't know about that one because I guess that came out first. I'm not sure. But man, when I got an Unreal Tournament, I didn't really know what to expect. I just saw that it was another 3D type game, and after playing Half-Life, I was like, wow, I got to check out Unreal Tournament, because that one looks okay. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm running around there like in on the maps, and like these other bots are like chasing me and shooting me, and I'm going, what's going on here? Whoa, and they weren't like dumb. Like a wave shooter, right? Like we still have wave shooters today. Like that boggles my mind. Like what? You know? So boring. Um, but I would have to run away from these guys, right? Because they were shooting me. And when you put it on like the hard difficulty, it's pretty tough, right? So, bots, that were like obviously I'm saying smart. They weren't smart, but you know what I mean. They gave you a challenge at least. You know, they jumped, they dodged, that kind of thing, and it was just like, um, just totally amazing. And so ever since then, right, I've been wanting to upgrade my video card, right, to get better graphics, better graphics, better graphics, better graphics. You know what I'm saying? How can I make my experience better in gaming? So, um, so when people call me like an Nvidia fanboy or whatever the case is, it's not really that like I'm not a Nvidia fanatic, right? That wouldn't be really a good label for me, you know? The reason why I prefer Nvidia cards is because they're pushing the envelope, right? They're giving me what I want. I don't care about like the best rasterization for your dollar, like price per frame. Like who the frick cares about that? I don't. I don't. I don't care about that. Will I try to get the best video card I can? Yes, of course, obviously, because of what I just said. But I'm not going to buy AMD just because they have better price to performance, because that's not enough, right? I want everything. I want the fidelity. I want the better experience. I want the smoother picture, the clearest presentation that I can have because I don't like motion blur. I don't like chromatic aberration. I don't like any of those effects, right? I hate them. I like the clearest presentation I can possibly get because to me that's what realism is. I don't know about why people keep saying, "Oh, in real life when you turn your head, it's like there's a natural motion blur there." And we try to emulate it in games so that you can have the best real life experience that you can possibly have. It's like, what? Like really? Does anyone ever notice the blur when you turn your head? I mean, really? Does anyone notice that? I mean, please, if you guys are anybody's watching this ever, tell me, are you noticing the motion blur when you're turning your head in real life? Like I don't. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's everything's happening so fast that it's like all I know is I'm looking at this screen, then I'm looking at that screen. Right? I don't see any motion blur, right? So I don't want that in my game. Why would I want that in my game? If I turn, I want to like be looking at this and then looking at that, and I want everything to be clear, right? I don't want the smudge. It's like I don't like it when like they have the blood splatter on the on the camera, which is your character, or the dirt. That's because well, number one, again, that's another situation, right? Where in real life, if I now I grew up on a farm, so I know what it's like to get dirty. I mean, we went out in the tractor, right? And like say we're plowing the fields, man, that kicked up so much dust. It was ridiculous. I mean, literally so much dust. And like by the time we were done, like literally my whole body was like whatever, black, brown, like dirt. All the dust. I mean, literally your whole face, your eyelashes, it just had like caked your head. Just you could shake your hair and like more dust would just you'd make a dust cloud. But my eyes were never blocked with dirt. You know what I'm saying? I could still see. Yes, there was like kind of like a um I don't know how to say it, like just there was some you could notice something on your eyes like around the edges, because of the dust that's hanging off your eyelashes, but nonetheless you could still see forward, right? You could still see clearly. So I never understood the whole blood splatter thing in your face and the dirt in your face, cuz it's like I mean, I guess if you have like a helmet on in space or whatever, you might get some uh, dust on it or something. And maybe I could tolerate that, although I don't really like that either. I don't like any kind of obstruction with my vision in games. I don't like that. I don't even like having like I don't even like playing dark games because number one, I don't get scared. Because usually dark games, they're horrors or thrillers. They're trying to like scare you. It's like I don't even like playing them. I try to avoid like games that put you in like a very dark environment. Um, I don't care if it's like maybe you have to go through like one level or something. Even though it still will annoy me, whatever. But if the whole game is like that, no, it's not for me. So I want to see my game. So this is why I do the 8K stuff. Not to show off the 4090, because I did this with my 3090, I did this with my 2080 Ti. I tried it on all of them, you know. So obviously, you know, it didn't always work out on the older cards. The 4090 can kind of handle 8K better than the rest, but this is about me seeing what kind of experience I would have playing in 8K. Now, I don't have an 8K television or monitor, but I do have it set to 8K on the desktop, and my monitor goes above 4K on the resolution. So I'm not getting a true 8K visual experience. But if I were to say get an 8K television or rent one, as some do, um, at least I know I might be able to do it, which would be pretty cool. Um, that would be my next wish. is to get an 8K television. Of course, I can't afford one. So, what are you going to do? So this is why I play 8K videos, not because I'm trying to be a show off. Okay, I'm just doing it simply because I can, right? Whatever video card I had a I'll just start at the GTX 970, right? I had a 760, NVIDIA GTX 760. That did me well. That was only 2 gig card, and I really had a good time pumping up the graphics on that. It was as high as, of course, I could go. The 970, then I got a 1070, then I got a 1080, um, then I got a 2070, and then a 2080 Ti, and then a 3090, and then a 4090. So, it didn't matter what level of card I had. I always pushed it to the max. Okay? So, this isn't about that. This is just about me pushing it to the limit. Like, how much fidelity can I get? You know? And, even though my monitor is not 8K, it's nice to know that I can push it past 8K. And every game that supports resolutions over 4K, I go beyond it, right? So, yeah, so I'm going to be doing this a lot now. I'm going to be posting videos of games that go in 8K, and then that way, of course, I will know what games go to 8K, and other people who have 8K TVs, you know, hope maybe this will help them, so they don't have to like try out every single game out there to see if it goes to 8K. They'll just be able to check out these videos if I ever get noticed, and they'll know that, oh, Tomb Raider 2013 goes to 8K. I didn't know that. Or Rise of the Tomb Raider goes to 8K. I didn't know that. So I'm just going to end this video here, and then I'll post the gameplay of Rise of the Tomb Raider um, after I post this video. All right. Anyway, thanks, guys. Peace. And, hey, if you guys are in a Christmas spirit and you want to help me get an 8K television, that would be great. Because I can't afford one myself. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.